Any questions for Peter or for Curtis? I've got one for Peter. Do you have the Narcan or the naltrexone on board there as well, or? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have them readily available.
Cool. What about the training? I suppose, is there any training that's that needs to be done? You know, just say, for instance, a client was to come in and they're in, you know, they've got a family member that's you know, at risk of overdose, and that family member comes in and has no awareness around how to give the Narcan or the naltrexone. Is there some sort of I suppose ways of showing that family member how to do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't give it out like anything, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Like our own, the pharmacy people just made it in a way that they put their label on it, you know.
Yep.
So for me to give you this, I will have to do a brush because this is COVID. You won't come very close as such. So but I'll have to do a quick brush up for you with it, you know. If you are a family member that doesn't know much about it, then it will take me a bit more time to explain one or two things to you. But there is a quick awareness and training for you, telling you how to do it, and the same thing Curtis is telling you.
Peter, you're probably more familiar with this than I am because you've been doing it for a lot longer. But for people who aren't that familiar with injections, so they're a bit unsure, we'd recommend that they go to the nasal spray because that's easy to do. The trick with the nasal spray is that you don't prime it. It's actually primed and ready to go. If you prime it, that's the first dose that's gone. It's all right. It's not the only dose, but it is the first dose that's gone. So,
do you have a question, Brian?
Yeah, Shannon, just with one for Curtis, is you do demonstrations of the injection, the naltrexone injection?
Absolutely. It's part of the program that we have. That one of the questions on this is actually, the question is, how confident do you feel at giving a naloxone injection? If they say they're confident, then we would get them a prenoxide and we would show them how to use that, talk them through all of the steps. We have a full printout that we give them, and I can give them 2, 3, 4 of those printouts if they want to make sure they've got one around. Mind you, there's one inside the box as well. So we would give them that training. If they're not confident giving an injection, then we would give them the next item, we would give them the training for that. So it's part of the program that we have to do some extra training ourselves in order to make sure that we're completely up to date with this, because up until now, this wasn't something that we could start. We had to have a doctor start it and then we could supply it. But now we can actually start it, but then the responsibility is on us to make sure that as that person walks out, that they are fully equipped and ready to actually walk out there and save a life if that's what they need to do. And Peter, that must be so heartening to hear people coming in and saying, can I have another one? I've just saved a life. That must be a really good thing to hear, because I know that, you know, seeing Brian and seeing how much it obviously still affects him, having lost his brother, that idea that you're actually giving something that would save people's lives, that must be a great thing to know that they're being used and actually saving lives right now today.
Yeah, it's very mind blowing, and you will see it in their eyes, you know. See it in the eyes and say, man, without this, my friend would have died, you know. So it's really good.
I just have one more question. Have they both got the same recovery time when they're administrated?
So from a pharmacist's point of view, yes. They're telling us 2 to 5 minutes for it to work one way or the other. Now, as an injection, sometimes it seems to work faster than that. And as you observed, they can snap out of it and snap out of it very quickly. And I've not seen this happen myself, but I believe that they're pretty cranky when they come to as well. But cranky and alive is much better than nearly dead because of an overdose. So if I can just add one more thing, when this goes out, which I'm assuming Shannon will be on Overdose Awareness Day, this will be on the 31st?
31st, mate, yep.
Yep. So we are opening our new pharmacy on the 9th of September, which is a week and a half from the time that this goes out. And a couple of weeks after we open, we will also have needle exchange in our pharmacy. So we will have fit packs that people can pick up. They can buy their first fit pack if they need it, and they can exchange them for free as often as they need to. And we've actually designed that as an important part of our new pharmacy. So by the end of September, we will actually have a needle exchange program here in Emerton. Obviously, we'd rather people use less injecting drugs, but if they are going to use them, we want them to use them safely.
Definitely,
So there will be a place here in Emerton where people can come and pick them up as well and drop off the used ones as well. And we'll have a nice, clean, discreet place where that can be done.
I'd like to thank everyone for being here and being part of this year's Overdose Awareness Day. Peter and Curtis, Rodney and Brian, thank you.